Hello, everybody. This is Mark Lowry and my dear sweet friend Gloria Gaither. I actually got her on my own Facebook. Hi, Gloria.
Hello, Mark, and hello, everybody.
Hi. Well, I've not actually done this on this. It's a program called BeLive.tv that allows you to be in Franklin, Tennessee, and me in Houston, Texas, and talk. Now I don't see where the people, if the people are coming in, I don't know where oh, there they come. Here they come. So I hear you have a new blog. Let's talk about your blog and tell people how they can find it.
Well, it's lovesongtomylife.com.
Love song to my life. Now, why did you choose that phrase, those words, love song to my life?
Well, I just wanted to exactly do that. I wanted to focus on all the beautiful things in my life on an everyday. You know, that doesn't mean that I don't have setbacks and worries and failures and all the stuff that everybody has. And I'm running around trying to run several lives. But the joy of it is that in the middle of that, if we miss all the blessings that God pours on us every day, while we're asking him for miracles, we're tripping over more than he can send us.
Right.
So I just think it's got to be opening up to what God is and who God is, and letting that be our very breath and what's around us. So anyway, that I just thought, well, that is love song to my life.
And so your latest one is about a song Benji brought you, a song that Benji brought the music for.
The blog is this posting is, I guess, basically what I was trying to write with the blog, only it's about Christmas and how simple this amazing cosmic God who planted a sperm cell inside of a human being, how much more limiting can you possibly get to be God and limit yourself like that? But how simple and pure it was. It was pure life. A baby is pure life, pure joy, pure simplicity, pure profundity, all, lying in your baby blanket. It doesn't get any more profound than that. Right. So anyway, that's what the blog is about. But I attached to it a song that I wrote with Benji. Thank you, honey. Oh, he's bringing me coffee. That's a good sign.
Bringing you coffee.
Yes, Benji is. I'm at his house. By the way, this beautiful decoration behind me, I didn't do. My house looks pretty too, but I'm in Benji's house in Nashville. So
that's right.
But he sent me this melody, this music that he wrote, and I listened to it, and he said, I think this sounds like Christmas. That's all the instructions he gave me. And I listened to it, and indeed it did sound like Christmas, but it wasn't just a simple little ditty. So I said, okay. I called him back. I said, Benji, I can't write this like this afternoon. This has I've got to live with this a little bit. So I did for a couple weeks. And what the music says to me, for me as a writer, the words are embedded in the music. So I have to listen to the music and see what's in there. And it usually dictates what it has to be about and what the lyrics is saying. And I'm always surprised as anybody about what comes because of the music. I do that with Bill too, and he'll give me a melody and he'll say, I think of this, and I listen to it and I think, no, this is what it's saying, something else. Well, that happened with Benji's melody, beautiful, beautiful melody. And although it's simple, it was not easy to write a lyric to. It's not predictable, I guess I'd say. So the longer I listened to it, I kept hearing the bread and the wood. The bread and the wood. And I thought, okay, I got to figure out what that's about. And the more I thought about it, Bethlehem was the city of bread. Mary and Joseph came there, her pregnant, and they ended up homeless in a stable. But how appropriate that the bread of life was laid in a manger, is a manger. That's a French word for to eat. He was laid in a place for animals to eat the grain that we make into bread. And here's the bread of life lying probably on a bag of grain. They're not going to put that baby right on the straw. And And here's the bread of life in the manger in the city of bread. And that little tiny hand, that tiny, tender, newborn hand lying against the rough wood of a manger that's made of scrap wood. I mean, stuff you don't have anything else to do with. And here's Joseph, the carpenter. Did he feel that wood? Did he say, oh my, this little hand is going to get splinters from this rough wood? He must have noticed the wood. He was a carpenter. He loved wood. He loved grain of wood. And so I thought, does that carry through? The symbols of the Bible are true all the way to the bone, all the way to the ground. Mm-hmm. Other people, you can give an example, somebody tell a story, and if you pick it apart, it doesn't work all the way through.
Right.
But in the Bible, all the symbols of the Bible work all the way through. So I kept thinking, okay, the bread of life grows up, walks among us, becomes us in the most limited way God could limit himself to one little language, one tiny country, no transportation, walking everywhere, feeling our illnesses and our pain and all of that, and dying in the absolute worst. Everything he did was superlative to the nth degree. Nobody could find a worse death. So wherever you are, if you're watching, wherever you are, God came all the way to where you are, all the way to a little rough manger, to then finally a rough wood again. He ends at the rough wood. He began at the rough wood. And the thread of life, that tiny little flesh of a baby's hand against that rough wood, 33 years later, that hand was laid flat against the roughest wood and nailed there. So there again, the bread of life against the wood. And the wood is all of nature. God loves all of nature. He loves what he made. He loves you.
Yes.
He loves everything he made. Yeah. And we had so much wrong about the Old Testament. Is like all the ways we had seemed like we just kept hitting the wall about who is this God? What is he like? What does he expect? What's he want from us? And we got the law and, the justice part. But the main thing is, I love what I made. I love you. I love the way I made you. And I want you. And I will come all the way to where you are. So it ended with the wood, the flesh against the wood. It began with the bread of life against the wood, and all in between. He walked every avenue. And I think wood is important because it's trees and it's part of creation. And he loves the roughest piece of creation he ever made. So the throwaway wood, even of the trees, he reclaimed. Just like he reclaimed the snake that tempted Adam in the first place. And even in the Garden of Gethsemane, in the Garden of Eden, the very angel that said, I'm going to run you out of the garden said, but the heel of the woman, you'll crush your head. And the minute she gave birth to the redemption of the world, the snake was redeemed too. And Jesus said, like the serpent in the wilderness, if I be lifted up, I will draw all men unto me. So even the snake was redeemed on the cross.
Ooh. I told you dogs go to heaven. Animals. Do you think snakes will be there too?
I think they must have been beautiful at the beginning because they beguiled Eve.
Right.
So I think I can't wait to see what snakes look like in heaven.
Ooh, never thought of that before, really. Well, I love that you're still writing. Do you go through dry spells of writing, or do you just write every day?
I used to worry about that. I don't anymore, because for me, I guess when you feel like you should publish something, a dry spell feels like, oh, I'm not productive. Now I know. By the way, Bill and I today are married 55 years.
Congratulations. Where is he at? Is that Benji out here back there?
Yes, he's going, woohoo.
55.
You better be really thankful that we got married and stayed married. So.
And here you are 55 years later, still getting along.
Yep. He's asking me if this little white outfit is for Mia. I said, yeah, it's her angel outfit for her.
So you just arrived. You came in from Indiana. Oh, let's see that.
She's
Oh,
going to be
Angel.
an angel in the school play, and so she wanted me to bring her that outfit.
oh, wasn't that nice? Grandmas are good about that.
Yeah.
Are you going to see the school play?
We went last year, but I don't know if it's in January, so I don't know if we'll be here. It's the one about all the bugs. And last year she was a beautiful butterfly. This
Well,
year,
all you are just now tuning in. I am sitting here talking with my dear friend Gloria Gaither. She is at Benji's house in Franklin. And I know many of you are commenting, but this is my first time ever to work this program. And so I can't see the comments. I've got to figure out. So I'm sorry that we haven't answered any of your questions.
good thing you made your bed.
Oh, yeah, well, I did.
Because I'm seeing it.
I knew you were going to be watching. But anyway, so this new song is called what?
The manger and the cross, the
manger
two
and the cross.
wood between which the bread of life lived his life.
Can you quote it for us?
No, but you can play it.
Oh, where is it? Oh, it's on that email?
Yes. It's
Okay, is it on your blog?
It's attached to my blog.
Okay,
so
now go to lovesongtomylife.com. Let me just see if I can, hold on a second.
And
let's see what happens when I do this. Song to my life.com. Let's see what happens. There it is, y'all. Lovesongtomylife.com. You go there and you subscribe to Gloria's. Do you put this out every week?
Oh, I put it out when the Spirit moves me, but about every 8 days or so, maybe 9.
You'll get an email that will say.
Put in the email address and we'll just send it to you. Or you can get it on gaither.com on our Facebook page, but I don't do Facebook.
Why don't you do Facebook?
Because
they had to drag me kicking and screaming too. But the thing is, you can do things like we're doing right now. And 653 people are watching us. And before this, and then it stays on Facebook, and then 30,000 will probably end up watching it before it's over. And I didn't have to leave the house.
For secret account.
he says he's going to sign me up for a sneaker account.
Sneaker. Yeah, Benji, you got to get her a sneaker account. So where's Bill?
He's actually bringing in presents from the bus to Benji's house.
That's good for him. The decorations do look pretty behind you.
Yeah, their house is so pretty. Well, I'll be here Sunday. We're going to spend the night so we can see the kids get up on Christmas morning. And then Suzanne and her family will come over in the afternoon. We'll cook a big old dinner.
What are you going to cook?
Benji's going to do a turkey in his big green egg.
Mm.
I'm going to do some kind of a beef roast that we can cut. And so we'll have both beef and turkey.
My dad and my sister and my niece, Caitlin, will be arriving in 20 minutes at the Bush Intercontinental Airport, where I'm going to pick them up.
You better
Christmas with me. I had my brother and his family for Thanksgiving. Now I got Dad and Missy and Caitlin. And this is the first time any of my family has ever come to my house for the holidays. They've always, even though I've traveled the world year round, they made me come up there. You know, and so finally they're coming to see me.
It's a good thing you made your bed in that case.
Yeah, really.
Did you pick up your slippers and your underwear too and put them in the...
The maid came today. Don't tell anybody, but I do have a maid because I can make a mess, but I just can't clean it up.
No, you are so spoiled.
I'm pitiful. Well, Gloria, thank you for taking time to do this today. And everybody that has commented, I promise you I'll go through and read them. And I'm sorry I haven't figured out a way, because what I would like to do with you, Gloria, sometime, remember how we always had breakfast? I tell everybody, you haven't lived till you've had breakfast with Gloria. So, and that's what I miss so much, when we were on the bus.
That too. And I got my coffee, so that's close.
And I got my iced tea from the Mexican hall that I go to. But what we want to do is have some morning, once Benji figures out how to put this on your iPad, where all you got to do is hit a button, and when we're talking like this, and we'll talk about God like we used to. Remember when you sat and told me God is in the interruptions?
Yeah, it is, isn't he?
And do you realize how much mileage I've gotten out of that? I have talked about that. I mean, because it is mind-boggling. when you stop and think about that he is in the interruptions. And I think you said, and or I may have added this, when I quote you, I say, she said to me, God seems to be in the interruptions of my life and he's seldom in my plans. And I don't know if you said that, but that's what I heard.
Yep. That's why I said, well, I've had to learn that because my life's been one series of interruptions, but I found out that what I put on my Post-it notes and stick all over the mirror and the counter and the steering wheel, and God doesn't care. I can make my list. He doesn't care. But the stuff that's not on my list is usually his list.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are probably watching right now. This Christmas is a sad time because they're alone. I saw in the comments yesterday, did this last night with Brett Jones and Andrew Greer. We did a Facebook Live like this. And one lady said that all her family, her sisters, it's basically she and her disabled daughter are now alone for Christmas. And it's sad to me to think that if I had a cousin that was, I'd go get them. I don't understand people. But how can they have a good Christmas? What can they do? Because if you sit in your home and mow, well, you can do that. But how can you turn it into something good?
Well, I think one of the ways is this, and this is going to sound really trite. Count your blessings. I mean, literally take out I have yellow Lego pads all over my life. Make a list of, start with the spider that's crawling down the sunlit spider web on your kitchen window that's got drops of rain or snow on it. I mean, there's a million things that we just miss. We just miss a giggle. You hear a little kid giggle at the mall, it just rings through the whole place. And there's so many things like that. And it's about noticing. It's about being present. It's not about presence, TS. It's about presence, CE.
Right.
And that's what that takes paying attention. But sit and look at your daughter who maybe is disabled and look at the miracle she is and what she knows about life that you don't know because of her experience. And I've been around a lot of Down syndrome kids and I love them and they know stuff we don't know. They just do. They get it. They bypass
I think they're angels unaware.
Yeah, right? We've used the term in our song, shackles of my mind, but the shackles of our mind keep us from a lot of direct plug-ins with God because he has to go around our brain. But, children, they just go straight to the wires, and Down syndrome kids, they just get love. They get it. They get that you need it. They get that they can give it, and they'll throw their arms around your neck, and they're not embarrassed. They're just.
And you know what I do when I'm at the end of the concert, I sit in my chair and people line up. Whenever a Down syndrome child or adult comes to me, I stand up and I grab them and I act like I've been looking for them because they think they know us. They watch TV.
They know you.
Yeah.
They come in our store all the time. And
so what I do is I grab them and say, "Where have you been?" Like I've been looking for them too, which I kind of always am. But I really think there is an innocent godlikeness.
I do too.
Down syndrome people.
And every child has it. They just have it. So that's why Jesus came as a child. That's as pure as it gets.
And as vulnerable as it gets. Well, I love you.
Go pick up your daddy and give him.
Go get my family, y'all. I promise you, I'll read the comments. I'll let you go, Gloria. God bless you. I'm going to talk to the people a minute. I'm going to send you back down to the lobby. Hey, y'all, it's just me again. Gloria, you can still see me. She's in the lobby. Isn't she wonderful? Won't this be fun, y'all, to do breakfast with Gloria? And she can be in Indiana, and I'll be here. If you like that idea, let me know in the comments, and I'll try to send some of the comments to Gloria as I view them, because she's not on Facebook, poor darling. She just recently got an automatic car. Y'all have a blessed Christmas.